Now, next up, we've got a lady from Buckinghamshire, and her name is Stacey Hobbs. Welcome, Stacey. Just waiting.
Hello, you should be able to hear me now.
I can hear you, Stacey, but I can't see you yet. Hold on. There we go. Ah, can we get a spotlight on Stacey there? I think we've still got Geetha as our spotlight at the moment. If we could just get this. Wonderful, fantastic. That's wonderful. Welcome, Stacey.
Hello.
Welcome. And well done for getting this far in the competition. That's absolutely brilliant news. So tell us a little bit more about you and your artwork, and over to you.
Yeah, so I'm a 22-year-old artist, and obviously, as said, I live in Buckinghamshire and I've grown up in this area from birth, and I'm currently studying for a BA in illustration and visual media, and that's at a London college. And a lot of the work that I found myself really inspired by is animal illustration and work that holds a lot of characterization and narrative. You know, I've had a little bit of experimentation with animation, that sort of thing. And I find that growing up in a really rural, remote part of the UK has been a really big inspiration for me. And so I've naturally been drawn to the natural world and wildlife and animals for key inspiration. And I love going out on trips and capturing my own reference photography and then editing these ready to interpret in my own style for my drawing and my painting, which I also like to do. And so this moves me on to my first piece, really. So over the last few years, I've been doing a lot of colour pencil drawing with pastel pencil. And one of my first colour pieces that I did was of my border collie, Ollie. And what I just love about this drawing is that I've really captured his nature. He's got a very quirky, happy soul about him. He loves to sing. He's a really happy little boy. And I love the way that I've captured this, and all the details also interpret his age, and it just tells you a story subconsciously. So that's another thing. I mean, I'm really into realism. Obviously, I love drawing the details and that sort of thing, but I also have a bit of a background with the subconscious and surrealism. I used to really do a lot of work in that field. And now what I find myself doing is using realism, but it's got more of a subconscious meaning behind it and telling a story. So this leads me on to my next piece, which I find now that I'm studying, I'm doing a lot of commission-based work. And this was one of my first pieces that I did on a different background. So here it's on a grey background, and I just love the way that the lighter tones really push forward the form and really show off this lovely little dog. So this was one of my family members' dogs who sadly passed away this year. And that's also why I love doing what I do. You know, it gives people an everlasting memory of their beloved animal. And again, the vibrance and the warmth of the medium that I use really helps to connote and tell a story. It tells you what time of day this was, what is fascinating about the animal, what is she doing, and I just love capturing that in the work that I do. And following on from this with my last piece, which is my swan portrait, this was one of the first drawings that I did of a wildlife study on the grey paper. And again, I just love the way that it really gives this swan a strong sense of stature. And that's where I will end.
Oh, Stacey, they're absolutely wonderful, wonderful paintings. Well done. That's fantastic. Right, I'm going to go straight to the judges to hear what they think. And Terry, over to you.
Hi, Stacey.
Hello.
Some really, really wonderful pieces of work you've created there. I mean, and pastel pencils as well. I mean, it's an incredible use of those mediums to create something so vivid, so vibrant, and so multi-layered. I think you were saying that one of them you spent quite a while at creating it in terms of the layers, but it really comes through that time you have spent on creating those layers and that sense of realism, has really come through in the sense that it really comes out at you. The layers seem almost three-dimensional to me as I looked at them. And I know people who we are a nation of animal lovers, and the way that you have reflected all of those three animals is just so perfect. Again, you know, these are images that one can look at, and although they are images of animals, and we see animals all the time, they're still images that one can stand there and look at and absorb and take much out of and feel very warm and loving, even if you don't, even if they're not the one's animals themselves. So very well done, really strong pieces, excellent technique, and you're still in your early career, so I think you've got a very good career ahead of you.
Thank you very much for those comments.
Thank you so much, Terry. Geetha, over to you.
Hi, Stacey.
Hello, hi.
What can I say? You know, when I saw the painting, I was like, what is this? Is this a photograph or a painting? That's how realistic it was. And I really took time to look at each and every aspect of your paintings in detail. What I loved, you know, like there's a saying, not a hair out of place. Not a single hair missed out in this painting, in this sketch of your first one of the dog. So detailed, and the technique used is just absolutely impeccable. The seamless flow of the shadings, you have really paid attention to that, and the expression, like you talked about, it is not a static image. It is a thought process that you can see. That you've captured within that work. And you've been very daring in exaggerating or accentuating every aspect of that image that you wanted to portray. That is one of the striking features about it, or what made it more successful was that aspect, I thought. And you've also chosen a very comfortable angle for you to work, and you know that can lend itself, or you also for you to have that compatibility to show off your skills in that sense. So and I find that this sort of applies to all the three of them. My absolute favorite is also the fact that you mentioned about the background. You know, the gray that actually helps project what the main subject of it. So in a way, for me, it was very narrative. And you will go very far in your career. Like Terry said, you know, you're still early in your career, and you have long way to learn and go further. I'm wishing you the very best. I love them all the way.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful, fantastic comments, Geetha. Thank you so much. Emily, over to you.
Hi, Stacey. Lovely to meet you. Yes, really, again, echoing what the other judges have said, but it is your technique. I mean, it is so fluid. You know, the dog, the fur, it's almost like we could touch him, and he's soft. And the way you've used the pastel pencils to create that is magical. When you came across this medium, what did you use this on first? Did you go straight to animals and fur, or was it something else that you practiced with? I'd be interested in this, Stacey.
Yeah, no, it really was animals that I really started focusing on. I mean, I do want to do more portraits because I've got quite a strong background with a lot of figurative work, but I love doing animals, and with the medium, again, I just love the bright colours, and that's why I wanted to focus on animals and getting the textures across.
You've definitely done so well with this. The usage and the way you've used the pastel is amazing. The other thing is this perspective. You've got a good eye. You know, the way he's turned and the body and the fur, everything's moving with him. It's fantastic. Then if we look at the second one, Lottie, like you said, we can see what she's looking. She's looking for either a tit pit or somebody she loves or something. What's really clever here is I know from a fact that painting or using your pastels with white is so difficult to get white, isn't it? Because you have to have bits. And it's almost like looking at one of the old masters, you know, the little dog in the picture. It's fantastic, I have to say. I love it. And then the swan, I can see from probably where you live. You've obviously taken a photo. And again, the way you've used the pastel, we can see the water still on the feathers on his neck especially. And again, it is perspective, and the tail, the tip of the tail, and it's slightly blurring away. And I like the grey paper behind. I think it's a really nice touch. So well done. Brilliant work. Well done, Stacey.
Thank you.
Oh, Stacey, some really, really wonderful comments there from the judges. What are your thoughts about what they've said?
No, do you know, it's rare that you have such a good opportunity to actually sit down and talk to experts and people in the field and actually express what you do. And it's a really good opportunity. And some of the things that were highlighted were things like, you know, capturing the photography and that character. And I really try to do that with a lot of my reference imagery. I'm always thinking, how can I best express their emotion in that time? And yeah, so it's lovely.
Oh, wonderful. And have you presented your artwork before in this way?
Well, I did an art foundation before my degree, so we did have a big showcase for that. So I did do a lot of that. We had the public coming in and out to come and see work, but not a lot. So this is a really good opportunity, and with Zoom as well, this is quite a different
Absolutely, I know, isn't it? It's fascinating to be able to explore art in this way in these days. But I think you've had some really wonderful comments there, Stacey, that you should be really proud of, and well done for getting this far. And I wish you every luck in the competition, and thank you very much for your time today.